Hey, this is funny. Well, I'm sure it'd be funny for that poor kid who came and did my meter and then the Denby cup smashed. I'm sure I was just saying to my son, he probably thinks I cursed one on him, but I've said before and just explained to my son, like if a pot breaks, it's taken a curse instead of it coming to you. It's taken it for the team. But I was in the garden, I smashed that chicken plate this morning, didn't I? Well, I didn't smash it, it smashed itself. And then I've just broken a pressed glass bowl. I just turned around and that smashed in the garden as well. And it's, what was the thing that came to mind? Oh, this is from an olden cast. She'll have nice things, but they'll never last. Something like that. Which is fine with the whole Buddhist attachment thing. It's like, do you know what? It's the path. So that's that. That's today's break. It's gonna. I was just thinking what I was thinking at the time was that poor kid who smashed the Denby cup. He didn't smash it. It fell off. And I said to him, it's one of those houses where things just jump. Oh, it is under there. There's the collection, and there's today's collection of smashes. I just walked into the kitchen and my son's made a cup of coffee. Or he was trying to in my tea leaf reading cup. Look, so that's just gone as well. That's the third thing. So I've just said the same thing to him. I just wanted to show you. It's funny, isn't it? Not really. I said it's as funny as anything else. Deep into YouTube. Deep into worming our life. But I said the same. Do you know, I had these two cups. I've just said this to Marshall as well. Because there's two orange. I'm not supposed to have anything in a pair. Where is it? Oh, anyway. I bought these two cups before when I was with the ex. It's like matching, why Andy Duck called the matching lovers cups. It's like, oh, you've got things the same. Oh, you've got a pair of matching lovers things. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, the first time I used them, one of them smashed. It's like, oh, do you know what? There's a message there somewhere. And now my matching tea leaf reading cups, I only have one. I only have one elephant's eye. Sad for me. Sad for antiquities. So, single life will always be. Oh, glass on my finger too. On that one. Look, on the old bird finger. I cracked my old magpie finger again. Swallows to you. I just want to cheer you all up by saying we're just smashing loads of glass today. It's the old, it must be a wedding. Smash all the pots. They're just smashing all. It says washing up, doesn't it? Anyway. Gaudi. What I was going to do, I don't know how much charge I've got now, was show you. This goes with the whole 3D printing thing that's trending, which I do actually think is really cool. I know it can be used for loads of great stuff. But I'm doing the reverses. Curses reverses. And I've been trying to hack away at this old book, but I thought you'd find this fun. And I've just got some flea mix up for the dog. I'm going to paste her in a minute and give her a comb. And do some pickled fleas in this jar. But I'm jabbing away at this book that I started the other day to put this old bottle of sauce in for my mother. Distinguished recipe from Geo Watkins. Established 1830 meeting house. Registered. Are we expecting company? I'm going to go on a minute about something we learnt yesterday in the old Bridewell about coffee was a gentleman's drink and the coffee houses and they'd go and talk. I'm going to go back there another day and maybe as a thing and just go and sit and listen through their other stuff. It was great. There was loads of great things I learned yesterday. We only did a quick whiz because we are those meme generation people that can't do anything for more than We went before lunch as well. We decided to do that. So I was hungry before we got in. I know. But coffee. Oh God, what was it? Something to do with culture anyway, and it was nothing to do with where you sat in society, but how you. I can't remember. Anyone could basically go into a coffee house and talk to anyone, regardless of their, I would say, gentry status. Their status in society is that. It's just how they, what, So coffee houses anyway. Coffee was a gentleman's drink, which is probably why I've been stopped from drinking it. And tea was a lady's drink, and it was drunk at home. To you, it's the truth. Truth pot, teapots, teapot Charlie. What was the other thing I was going to say from yesterday? Fucking bullshit, my brain. Ah, yeah. Another thing I saw was I forgot what it's called, but the do re mi fa sol la ti do. That was developed by a woman whose name I've forgotten, from Norwich, who was so disheartened by the standard of singing of children at church. She developed that. Mrs. Brown or Mrs. Brown? Mrs. Brown's in. Is it Malchuk? Another interesting thing. Another Norwich champion. Though a dear, a female dear, ray a drop of golden sun, me a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run. Tea, a drink with jam and bread, love, a note to follow, dough. I can't remember it. Oh, let's tea, a drink of jam and bread, which brings us back to dough. Wonderful. So anyway, that was another great thing I learned at the bridal yesterday, which is why I need to go back, because it's like, do you know what? I learned about 6 new things yesterday, probably more, £7 to get in, 7 mature. I need to go back. It was such a great thing to do. Anyway, I'm trying to crack on with doing this bottle of sauce just for my mother, because I've got another little thing to go, another little ditty, as my grandfather would call it, to go with it. I'm still hacking my way through this book. When I was a kid, me and my brother both had these books called the WizKids Handbook, which was like basically a spy essential for kids. It was just a kid's book in the 80s, so we both got given one by my grandma. And I'm pretty sure these Heisey book things were in it, but it's a great book and it literally needs to be reissued, I'm sure. So by making it, firstly, it was just so I could send it through the post as a way of packing. Secondly, I just thought it'd be a funny thing that's part of this thing. And then you just put the things on the bookshelf, don't you, and hide them up. That was part of it. It's like, I know you can buy these things now, but it's funny. Look. Anyway, it's a real, oh God, it's so annoying to try and get to fit in. Even though I drew around it to start with. And then my son said the other day, you know what, you should have done a page at a time. I thought, probably true, actually. Probably true. I'm not that person. I'm the hatchet person. But this is what I've got to. It's nearly in. I have to keep doing the edgings. That's what I've been doing this morning. I'm determined to get it done before the weekend's over. She won't care that much. And then I noticed look, the way it's just happened to come is 10,000 de Doctor planed, and then it's Watkins, so it's Dr. Watkins. I know it's not Watson, but it's like, who cares? Mushroom ketchup for pies, puddings and sauces. Meeting house registered. Quakers? I know. Why did I take a picture with that old ram over me? I don't know, it's funny. The golden fleece. You have to do pictures, don't you? Order the golden ram. The Ark. All aboard the Skylark. And he didn't send me that picture either. I put the old explorer's hat and then I was the tiger behind him. That was a bit Indiana Jones, I suppose. I've asked him, he's not even seen that film. It's like, oh, grief. And what else did I say? Have you seen, like, we were talking about Star Wars, because, like, I remember, like, the first three coming out when I was a kid, and it was like, it was so good. It was like, you know what? Can you stop saying it was like? No, I can't. I'm that person. It was like, and I've only really seen the first three, but it's like, I tried to watch the others, and it's like, what is this? I don't understand it. Or I know there's a new one out, and I want to see that. I've only seen, really, the first three. They should, I tell you what you should do, is have all the Star Wars films on at the cinema back to back, and you have to sit and watch them all. You go with a sleeping bag. That would be good. Not really, they say. Actually, probably not. But and then I said, he's not seen them anyway. So sad for him. And then I said, what, have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark? And they said, no, I don't think he's even heard of it. But they were awesome too. They were so good. I remember watching those. It was such a thing being young. And films were still good. And I said, well, it was sort of referencing that, like, the Holy Grail, wasn't it? And the tomb raiding. And the cursed things from the tombs. Sing another song. Sing Do Re Mi again. Sound of Music. My granddad, Norman. My mum's dad. Who worked in London in a big bank. Which I can't remember the name of. Would always proudly announce he'd never seen The Sound of Music, and he refused ever to see it. It was just something he was never going to watch. He watched other things, but that was just like one of those quirky quirks of his. I've never seen The Sound of Music, and I refuse to see it. I've seen it though. Do a dear female dear, ray a drop of golden sun. Me and name I call myself. Far a long, long way to run. Open your mouth. What's the next one? I forgot what it is. I've forgotten the order. Tea, a drink with jam and bread. Love enough to fall us too. Tea with jam and tea again, which brings us to lots of tea. Which brings us back to head voice, chest voice, stomach voice. Open your mouth. I I loved Heidi so much. That's who I want to be. I want to be Heidi. You are Heidi. You're with grandfather, I suppose. And Peter, the goat herder. Where's Peter? I watched that film recently, didn't I? God, I loved that. That was my favourite when I was a child. That's who I wanted to be when I grow up. I want to grow up. I just want to live in the hills in an old shack, a load of goat skins upstairs, which pretty much is what I do. Sing another song? No. I'm looking at bees. Look, all the bumble. How many different types of bees are there? How's your brain work? I don't know. Bumblebees, though, they just bumble around. There was a honeybee the other day on the dark sunflower. What sort? I don't know. And then there's these big weird things keep coming. I don't know if they're like the wood wasp, if they're actual bees or what. And it's not a hornet. I need a bee chart. I need loads of charts. I need all the charts. Nice ones though. Hoverfly. That's a little hoverfly. Don't know what he does, but he's here. Just, you know what, cruising around. This bean is just, you know what, it's so fun. This is the one bean plant, but it's now climbed up those posts I put up the other day. I know it's just making leaf and no flower, but I don't really care. It's just, you know what, who cares? I don't care. It's just doing its thing. Something for me to sit and look at. Sing to them again. That's why they grow so good. What should we sing them now? Sing them the charts again and get thinking about going back to the Bridewell House of Correction. Learn things properly. The Jacquard loom. Oh yeah, do you know what? That's what I was wondering. You know they had the canaries by the looms. Was it in case the fumes came off, like with the old hats? Because I said to myself, because there was hats in there, I said, oh, milliners. And he didn't know what that was, which is cool. It's like I managed to teach him something, hat makers. Because I know they all went crazy with the fumes, didn't they? The old hatters with the dipping of, was it mercury they used to dip the top hats in? The moleskin hats. Or something anyway, for stiffening, I forget. Or was it just like a radio that they had them? Because he knew that the old canaries got dipped down the mines, down the pits to check for gas. They used them, didn't they? And if the canary stopped working, it was, you know what, probably time to go home. And that's why Notch is called the Canaries, which I never knew either. Because was that the old strangers again? The Jacquard loom. Yeah. The intricacy of those patterns, and that's the other thing as well. Those, and I can't remember what they're called. They were called Jacquard papers, I think. But that's how those old musical things used to work at the fair, isn't it? I forgot what they're called as well. And them little whole things go rambling through. It's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And there's in one of the books, it's like the patterns, they'd worked out the patterns to do it. But the intricacy of some of those patterns and some of that fabric for those fine ladies of town, it's just someone who did textiles at school, college, briefly. Kind of fascinating. I love a fine fabric. I do love a fine fabric. swooning over Jacquard, weft and warp and weave. I am going to make a loom. Not quite that one. Just a frame loom they're called, aren't they? I damn well promise you I'm going to do it. Later. I don't know why. I don't know what the purpose is, but winter's coming and I have no TV. What do you mean I won't do it? I'll just keep doing this. Probably true. I'll just keep smashing bits of glass. Saves washing it though, doesn't it? Oh, here's one of them big old bee things. I don't think it's the same one. This is different, but look. Can you see it? Not really, they say. Oh, that is... I think that might be... Is that a hornet? I don't know what it is. Some old thing. We had a hornet's nest in my grandma's attic. Frances, who was my dad's mum, who lives in a schoolhouse in Hertfordshire. But they had an upstairs, like with stairs up to an attic. That's the granddad that was a sparky, an electrician, had a business down in Essex. And I used to just go and play up in the attic all the time, by myself with the spiders, and reach for all the boxes. What's in this one? Dressing up clothes. But they'd had a big hornet's nest up there, and it got taken down by people. I think it was hornets rather than wasps. Hornets, I'm sure. And then I got to take the nest and put it on the nature table at school. After. God, there were some cobwebs up there. I had to run past them. Don't look at them. Pretend they're not there. Great swathes of gossamer sacking. There's comma butterfly. How are we up to 22? Do you want me to see if we can sneak up? I love commas. With their old taggly legs. What is it? Edges. They look a bit like an old tortoiseshell, but to my mind, they're even more pretty. There was a peacock came the other day, an old taggly one, but it was only outside. Apparently if they come in the house, it means there's a death coming. So there's going to be a death outside the house. A very larger house, I suppose. I mean, before when I got there was one came in the house, then that old crow died, didn't it, that I brought back, and which is my house really. A dragonfly's just flown over. Maybe a dragonfly death. A hidden one. I don't know. Dragonflies can signify. What can they signify? Well, lots of things, but someone's being deceptive. A deceiver's gonna die. I don't know. Well, they probably will do. Is it the deception is gonna die? See if we can forget the comma in the picture. It's on the old budding. On those old... Look, this duckweed's just come from nowhere. Apparently that's a sign of a healthy pond. This one was covered in duckweed before, but this has just come by itself. Well, it's not been for ages. There's the old comma. There's the old flea bag, the old rug, the old carpet, the old fire mat. Look, there's the comma. Look, it's got a little white heart on it, can you see? It's got little taggly edges. It looks like it's been chewed by a moth, but it's not. That's how it's supposed to be. And it's orange on the inside. Look, it's trying to open up. Open up so we can see you. The children need to know what you look like. I love those. Look, it's showing you. Well, I hope it's in a shot anyway. These are called a butterfly tree, buddleias. They like it for some reason. The ones in our garden used to be swarming in them. And they were planted especially for that. Back in the 80s, 70s. I hope it's in the picture. I love to see it when they're growing out of buildings, like there's one in town. It's literally just growing up about in an old like townhouse, so like 3 stories, and it's growing out the wall on the 3rd story. Which is why I've tried to throw things onto my roof. It would just be funny. None of them seem to have taken there. There's a little dragonfly sitting over there. That's a small one. I don't suppose you can see that. You've got zoom cameras there and like 6,000 feet TVs. Oh, there's another one. Look, they're chasing around. I'm thinking about hacking this buddleia back because it will grow up again. I'm getting like buying hops and putting it along that fence as cover at the end of autumn anyway. That was only tiny when I bought it. They grow, I mean, I know they are like weeds, but an old hop, so I can have a whole hoppity tea. It's like a cabbage white. Well, like a cabbage white is a cabbage white. Large whites went extinct, but they're back. And I saw the other day those blues are back. Their numbers are up, and they were extinct at one point. Well, they can't have been extinct if they've come back, but their numbers have clearly got very low. And I've had a few of those in my garden. I think they like holly, don't they? Is that holly blues? They're slightly different. I need to water that. It's gone. Oh God, I need to water my upstairs plants as well. That was today's job. That was all gone crispy yesterday. Sunday jobs there. I'm doing it differently this week. My snapdragons. Do you know, I can't get over those. There's no snap in them at all. They've turned into something new. They've evolved. But they were snapdragons when I bought them from Thorns, and they're usually fairly trustworthy. And they're snapdragon leaves, but look, where's the snap on them? There's no snap at all. Which is sad for the children and the bees, because they like climbing in the door. Evolve though, evolution. They look a bit like, I can't think what. I'm going to hack that old tree away, or we've got more things growing. But it's cover at the moment for that little old wren's nest. There was a wren back in the garden the other day. So I don't know who it was. A bit more cover around it than they. Somebody might pop in. Maybe that old robin will come next. I think they like a nest that's already been built, don't they? They'll just take one over. We'll see. Something will fetch back. That old comma again. Dancing around. I was seeing some blackberry. You can't see probably, but I can see it on the blackberry next door. Having some of that as a change. Butterfly flaps its wings in the Amazon. Just a tree fall in the West End of London. Yeah, that's chaos theory, isn't it? There's another flower on. Oh, we're on 30. Like another second flower on the passiflora. I may feed that and hope to get some nice fruit on it this year. That would just be one prayer answered, wouldn't it? Because the one I had the other day at my son's was so nice. Grow your own passion fruit. I'm trying to think of the planet, old Corbin. I'm trying to grow avocados and passion fruit and an orangery. And then I'll save some sea service. I said this, didn't I, when we first went Brexit? I said, you know what? Tell your mates to set up their grow rooms to grow fruit because we're not going to be able to afford to buy any. It's true. You didn't listen to me though. Invest in a polytunnel. Put banana tree in. I might be able to afford to buy. That's a large white, if ever I saw one. Land so we can see. Look, oh my god, it's a giant white, not a large white. Open your wings, darling. Not guarantee. Not guarantee. Look, it's a fucking enormous. That's a mammoth white, mate. Seriously? Mammoth white. They're extinct as well. I managed to clasp those back. Look. Kill it and measure it? I don't think so. Look, what a beautiful specimen that is. I think my dad had a swallowtail in a butterfly that he'd picked up at a flea market in an old box, an old glass box. I was thinking about that earlier on. That's on my wish list. I can't die until I've seen one of those either. Probably in my garden. I don't know if they eat me. You not get one of those in your garden? Well, no, probably not. But you know what? You never know if you don't try. Large white? They're definitely extinct. Everything's going backwards. How cool is that? Right, I'll crack on with this old mushroom book for my old grot bag.